Joining us on the show, we have Abhimanyu Munjal, who is the Managing Director and CEO at Hero Fincorp. A very good afternoon to you, sir. Thanks so much for joining us on ET Now. And last time we spoke, your AUM was about 50,000 crore rupees. You have been actually growing at about 20 to 25%. I want to know if that is a sustainable growth rate.
At Hero Group and specifically at Hero Fincorp, uh, we like we like contributing towards building India, and I think we are actually touching the social fabric of India. Our purpose of our company is to empower every Indian's dream of upward mobility, which means that we capture a customer very young in its financial age. So today we have about 11 million customers, which is acquired through different loan products, whether it's two-wheeler, car, personal loan, etc. But out of the 11 million customers, 70% of those are first-time credit borrowers. So biologically, they might be obviously older, but we are actually capturing them young in their credit age, which actually enables us to live through the life cycle of the customer, because our philosophy is that India is trading up. And with this GDP doubling by 2030, if I put it simplistically, if you see one car, you'll see two cars. So, of course, there is going to be huge demand of consumption and there is going to be huge demand of asset creation. So, we would actually acquire a customer young in its credit age, but the philosophy is to really, as and when the customer becomes more credit worthy and trades up in life from one income bracket to the other, the consumption needs or asset creation needs that they have, we would like to offer them that. Out of the 11 million customers today, our product per customer is roughly two products per customer, which I believe is still underpenetrated. And we have an aspiration to grow that. And really, that's how our growth will come. And like you said, March 24, we did close our asset book at 52,000 crores. And we have been growing at 20-25%. And for me, really, it's about the number of customers, the number of Indian lives we touch. And we want to double our customer base in the next 3 years.
Right. So let's talk about the target that you've set actually for your PAT. Around 1,000 crore rupees is the target that you've set for your profit. Do you see this happening soon? Also, which segments do you think would be the biggest growth driver for the company?
So we did, you're absolutely right. I think this is as per some of my comments a few months back. So we did set a target of 1,000 crores of PAT, but that was not for 25, it was for FY24. And unfortunately, we missed it. But I think fortunately, it kept us grounded because we didn't miss it by a mile. We ended the fiscal 24 at 986 crores of adjusted profit after tax. So we really missed it by a very small margin. But I guess that keeps the whole organization grounded to say now we want to achieve our numbers in the coming future. Uh, the growth that we see in the coming years is going to be one from really deepening the customer, like I mentioned earlier, in terms of using a lot of AI, using a lot of digital and marketing technologies to figure out where our customer is transacting and what the next need, consumption need is of our customer or creation of asset. And we would like to actually increase that product per customer, maybe double that product per customer in the next 3 years. The one line that we are really, really focusing on growing is the housing finance, which is our mortgages, because we believe it's extremely underpenetrated in India, and there is a need to actually provide low-income housing to every Indian. And that's one of the growth drivers that we have in the next 3 years.
So then let's talk about FY 25 PAT instead. Can we expect a target to be anywhere in the range of 1,200 to 1,300 crore rupees?
Have been growing our profit at a CAGR of 32%. And I would like to believe that we keep that CAGR growth in the coming years. Our focus more again is on creating an enterprise which is resilient and which really touches the Indian social fabric, and that's the focus. Uh, we are targeting to maintain the growth rates that we've maintained in the last 3 to 4 years, both in terms of assets and disbursements and profitability.
Munjal, let's talk about the funding needs then. Let's move on to that. Are you well capitalized? Are you looking at an IPO soon?
Businesses like ours are capital hungry, right? And for us, we can only grow as much capital as we get. We can leverage the capital about 5 times, and that's the kind of growth we get. And last round we did was about 18 to 24 months back. Uh, we are funded for the next 12 to 18 months. But in our board, we all discuss different avenues of capital raises. And in our recent board meeting, we did get an approval to evaluate different options of capital raises, which includes an IPO of up to 4,000 crores. So we are under evaluation. We will, have a clearer idea what is the best path we want to take in the coming months.
All right. So the fact that you've taken a board approval to evaluate different options to fundraise, that includes IPO as well. So is there any stage that you are at in this IPO process? Have you hired bankers to look at that avenue?
We have been speaking to bankers. We've hired a few bankers who are actually advising us on what is the right capital raise to be done in terms of what mode, whether it's IPO or private placement. But yeah, we have a battery of bankers who are already hired, who are helping us on this next capital raise.
All right, Mr. Munjal, then all the best for that and hope to connect with you soon once again. And that was Mr. Abhimanyu Munjal, who's the MD and CEO at Hero Fincorp. But with that,
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.